Hello everyone to another video. I'll just log on to our Alien World server which we installed last time, and today in this video we are going to have a brief overview of what it offers, what this awesome installation offers us. Let me enter the password. So we'll start with the dashboards. Basically this whole thing is divided into 5 different tabs. The first one is the dashboard, analysis, environment, reports, and the configuration. Then each of one of them has sub-menus, which we'll go through shortly. So starting with the dashboards, let's go to the overview, and this is the first front page that you see. Here it gives you the dashboard, the graphs for the top 5 alarms, event categories, multiple events, data sources, sensors that you have installed over here, and SIM versus the logger events. In here you won't be able to see the logger events because it's an awesome installation and the logger is available only in the Alien Vault USM. Next is the deployment status, where you have global visibility about all the sensors that you have installed. As you all know, this awesome installation is all in one. We discussed before that if you have different regional installations, you will have sensors installed in the regions wherever you want to collect the events from, the logs from, and then you have one server installation where all the sensors will be feeding the logs. So in this case, it will be giving you the number of sensors. For us, it's only one. And then the assets visibility, the network visibility, and similarly in the locations that what's happening on their locations. Open Threat Exchange, it's a threat intelligence platform for from the Alien Vault. If you have a account over there and you have a key, all you have to do is put in the key over here and it will be all working. When you go into the alarms, it will show you all the alarms. Even though I have some of the log sources pushing the logs towards Alien Vault, the awesome, but it has not generated any alarms yet. Next is the events. So these are the events based on the logs that are being received. I have currently few of the machines reporting, sending the logs to awesome installation, and we can see that the events are coming in. So what we'll do is we'll try to, in this video, we'll also try to integrate one more machine. Then you have the raw logs. As you all know, this is just awesome installation, and the Alien World logger is available only in the USM installation. So if you have that one, you will see a different screen over here where you have all the logs available, the archived logs also. If you want to use any ticketing platform other than this one, you are happy to use that. Mostly people use the Jira or ServiceNow, but you have a, if you don't want to go for those ones, you can use this. Then you have asset environment. In the environment tab, you will have the assets, vulnerabilities, net flow, traffic capture, availability detection. We're not going into the details of everything, but we'll just quickly go through the assets and groups where I can show you that I have installed a couple of machines over here. This one is our server itself, and these are the machines which are sending the logs to our awesome installation. Here are the filters. If you want to filter for only those logs, for only those assets which have alarms or events or vulnerabilities, you can do so. Similarly for the rest of the filters are quite explanatory. Now in the larger implementations, you will have assets, and assets need to be divided into different groups for them to be managed easily. Similarly, we will have different networks and within your environment. So you can add a network, you can divide those networks into different zones, you can have the assets assigned to particular network groups, and so on. This is all just for the management. For now, I have kept it simple because I have only a couple of machines which are sending the logs. And if you want to do the asset discovery yourself, you can simply schedule a scan, and all the hosts wherever this sensor can reach are going to be listed here, and then you can start installing the agents if you want to. Similarly, you have the option of vulnerability scanners. You can assign your scan jobs. If you plan it new, just give it a name, select which sensor should start doing this, and you want a full and slow scan, full and fast scan, whatever you want to. And you can then select the assets where you want to, which are the assets that you want to do the vulnerability scan. I'll move forward for now. I'll go to the overview. So we have alarm report, availability report, asset details, and everything. So these are the reports that you can run. For example, I'll just go with SIM events. We could have gone with the alarm reports, but we know the alarms haven't been generated yet. So I'll just go with the SIM events and let's see what it does. Okay, there you go. The report is ready. So the first graph tells us that the SIM events, top 10 attacker hosts. The first one is obviously AV sensor because the Awesome installation itself has the heads installed in it, and it keeps reporting itself to the server. So those are the events. Definitely, these are the ones that are going to be uh, among the top ones. Then you have other assets that I have already installed. Other than this, you have top 10 attacked hosts. These are the ones that are actually attacking, and these are the ones that are being attacked. So these are the public IPs, most probably the ones which my Awesome installation might have contacted for some reason. Then you have top 10 used ports. In this case, it's 22 and 80. Top 15 events. These are like NXLog generic events, heartbeat, and special privileges, a session closed, session opened. So these are the events that are actually coming from the Alienward or the Awesome installation itself. So maybe in the next any of the videos, we will create a policy where we will exclude these events from the reports and from being reported at all. And then you have top 15 events by risk. So this is basically just a quick snapshot of the reports that you can run from the Awesome installation. Then you have the configuration administration. Let's go there. So these the details when we installed the Awesome that we gave. Then you have a main. When do you want the backup to run? And when the alarm should expire. It is currently set to no, but the alarms are not being raised right now. We will have to check that. Why is that happening? And then you have the details about enable SIM database backup. Yes, of course. Do you want free disk space for the SIM backups? Of course, 10% should be remaining there. Other than that, the system can use. How many number of backup files? For example, you take backup today, tomorrow, what happens? Another one. So at least 5 backup files will be there. Events to keep in the database, the number of days, and then the total number of events. These are all the default values, including the backup start time, which you can change according to your own settings. RDM user logon, tickets, login methods, if you want to have Active Directory or anything else in, to be integrated, metrics, Awesome framework, password policy, what kind of password should be, and then user activity should be tracked or not, and then the backups. So as you see here, you have dates in the database 15/12/2021, and then you have 1 2 3 4. As we said before, it has to be 5 days backup. It will be there. For now we have only 4. Then you go into the deployment. So this is where you get more details about what's your deployment status. You have, this is the Alien Vault Center where you will see all the details about it. Then you have sensors and servers itself. We know the OSIM installation is divided into the sensor and servers. So I'll just click here. We have a new update available also, which we will have to update. So it gives us a brief overview about the system host name, what is the time right now on the system. It shows to be Thursday 16 and 3 o'clock for some reason. However, that's not correct. However, system uptime 6 hours 57 minutes. And you have the firewall, you have interface information, your installed package 5.85 is the current version, and we have update available. Oh, I clicked the update and now it has started checking the updates. However, you have, I think we'll have to wait for it maybe. Okay, gives you the information, what are the new things besides the OSSEC upgrade. The following areas include one or more fixes, your alarms are gonna fix, assets, vulnerabilities, and all lots of information. So for now, we are gonna skip it. We're not gonna update it right now. We'll just go back to the Alien Vault sensor and see what else. So you have sensors, plugins enabled. Then you have total directives, EPS, view friend. Let's see if, okay, you have something coming up because for some reason it doesn't show here. Open tickets 1, unresolved alarms. It should be here. The EPS should be more than 0, of course, if the logs are coming in. Then you have software updates, general configuration, and then sensor configuration. Let's go into it. In the sensor configuration, the job of the sensor is to get the logs from the log sources and then parse them properly. So what exactly parses the logs is the plugins in this one. Plugins are for the collection. For example, here we have different default plugins enabled. I'll just enable one more, nxlog, because that's the one that we will be using shortly. And I hope I don't have to enable nxlog at the host level. Let's apply changes. And then now after this, we'll just move towards setting or ensure setting up the, setting up the Windows machine to send the logs towards this one. So before we move forward, let me show you. In any SIM solution, you will have a log sources, then you will have the log generating agent. This one is optional. Then you have a log forwarding agent, and then the SIM solution. For example, the log sources, it could be a Windows machine, it could be a Linux or the firewall. As we discussed before, in one of the previous videos, the logs can be collected using an agent or it could be the agent does. For Windows, for example, we will be using an agent, which is nxlog. For firewall, we don't need it. Firewall can be configured to send this logs directly to the SIM solution of your choice at the port 514 using syslog. However, in case of Windows, we have decided to use the nxlog. Otherwise, you can use OSSEC as well. Log generating agent. By default, we know that Windows generates security, system, and application logs and many other logs. But we have decided to use the sysmon as well. In the last video, we installed the sysmon. So what happens? We have a log source. We install sysmon on it to generate the logs of our choosing, and then we have to install nxlog on that particular system so that nxlog can forward those logs to the SIM solution. What happens with the logs when they reach a SIM solution, we will discuss in a separate video, but for now we will focus on forwarding these logs to a SIM solution, in our case, awesome. Okay, So here I have this one and Nextlog. So I'll just go ahead and double click this one and install this one. I'll just show you from where you can get it. No need, finish. All you have to do is just make a quick search and Nextlog download. You can download the community edition. Select your operating system. In our case, it's Windows. Click it and download will start. In my case, I have already downloaded, so I'm going to cancel this one. And we have already installed this one. Just to make sure that this has been installed, we'll go into the PC, C program files, and oh yes, and Nextlog. Here we go. And then you have a configuration file. You have a data folder. These are the two ones which are important. In the data, you will have the logs. When you will initiate the nxlog service, all the logs that are going to be generated, if there are any errors, if in case the nxlog service is not initiated properly, you are going to see the errors in here. So I'll just go ahead and, for example, this. So this is the configuration file. You can do this configuration thing from easily, you can get that from the two links that I will share in the description of the video also. Let me give you those hint. Okay. First of all, let's go at this one. In here, you will have a complete detail on how to configure nxlog. For example, it gives you information about required files on the Windows machine. So we have to download these two files, this one pattern.db.xml and nxlog.configuration, for to ensure that nxlog keeps reading the logs of our choosing and keeps sending them. For example, the pattern.db.xml, this one defines that which of the events are to be collected and to be sent to the awesome installation. Any Windows ID which are not going to be present in the pattern DB, they are not going to be forwarded. So this is a very good way where you choose that what are the logs or what are the event IDs that you want to send to the awesome server for your further correlation. And this is general configurations as well as settings for to be sent to the your awesome installation. Now I have it already, both of the files. So I'm going to select these two, sorry, and I'm going to copy both of them one by one into the installation folder. I will leave the link to both of these files in the description of the video. So we have an installation C, program files, nxlog, and configuration. I'll just quickly go through the configuration file also, that what are the changes that you have to make in case you have to do something. I'm going to replace the old one and copy the pattern DB in the same folder. So I'll tell you what changes have I made in this one. In here, you will have to remove the hash. It was like this. So I removed this one because you have to give the path where the NX login is installed. Then you have to give the output destination address where the NX log is going to send it. So this is the IP of my awesome installation. And then since we are going to pick up default um, logs of the windows, I uncommented all the lines from this portion. but you don't need to worry about it. If you want this file, I'll just leave a link over here, and then you can simply copy that and paste it into your folders. This is the main query. For example, here we are telling it to pick up the security, system, application, and sysmon logs and forward it to the awesome. Then you have also the event storm handling in case that there's a burst of events being reported or being generated and they need to be shipped towards the awesome using nxlog. You can handle that also here. In this case, I have left it commented, but we're not going to use this. I'm not going to save it because it's already there. And then you have to go to your services to initiate the service. So the service is up and running. Let me see in the logs folder that if we have any error. Okay, so it says the info nxlog has started. No error. The IP of my machine is 49.4. Okay, let's log into the nxlog. We have enabled a plugin as well. I'll explain the plugins and everything and what happens to the log itself when it reaches when we forward it from the log source. So we will go into that detail later on. So there you go. You have, okay. Just see that these are all the events that are coming in from the awesome installation itself, which we don't want. We don't want to see that. A service entered the running state. For example, this one is of interest. If you see this, we just initiated the service of nxlog, and there you have the logs coming in, and it has started reporting. nxlog service was initiated by us at the same machine. We logged in into our awesome, and there you have it. The logs are coming in. The system, yeah, this is the name of my system. Well, I will check this. Same, okay. So the logs have started coming in. Let's try to do something else and see if we can have some logs here. Let's log into this. Oh, wait a second, what happened? So when you're troubleshooting for the events, what you can do is you can go here, select real time, and then you can all the way go down. You can select the source IP, or you can select the plugins. For example, I don't want to see these SSH connection closed or session closed. I just want to see nxlog events, which I just installed, or in any of the other systems where the nxlog has been installed. So just select this plugin and it will filter it by itself. So we just try to approach, we just try to do this, access one of the machines, and we were unable to do that. And now you can see, look at this, not accessible. And now you have seen here that the account is currently disabled and I get a failure event of my login attempt. This is the machine that I wanted to access, and this is what I got. The username and the password are correct, but there is a restriction on the at the user account. So we have started to get the logs from my machine. This is the 4625. And now I'll just one last check. I go to the assets and see I have this 49.4 over here. me see one more time. Okay, so this is quite easy. This seems to be very easy, but sometimes when you hit the problem, you will have to troubleshoot. So I'll make another video in which I'll explain the whole process, how you forward the logs that we have covered already, what happens to those logs, and how you can troubleshoot at the awesome stage, and what are the plugins, how they are parsed, and then we'll take it from there. For now, we have covered what is the SIM solution, what is the SOC, um, how do we install an awesome, and then we install the sysmon, and in this one we install the nxlog, and we ensure that our machine is sending the logs to to our awesome. There you go. So I'll see you in the next video with some more detail about the SIM integration, and we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for your patience, and please don't forget to share and subscribe. See you.